Hello, my beautiful and elegant friends, and welcome to my channel. I'm Tativik, and today we're going to discuss something really incredibly interesting. So many people are mesmerized about the topic of femininity, and I think it's now for us to crack the code. Around a year ago, I've made very interesting videos about how to be more feminine, and I got such a good positive reply. And since then, people were asking, can you make more videos? Can you just break them down into like little different videos so we can just watch whenever there is a time? And I've decided to sit down to do research, think about it, think about all my clients, and finally I've made different series. There will be around 4 series throughout the year that will be about how to be more feminine, how to actually have feminine energy, how to act feminine, how to not be intimidating to men, and how to be less masculine in this masculine world. And here you go, everything is ready for you to watch and enjoy. Before I start, I just wanted to tell you that I also do one-to-one sessions. Actually, that is my main contribution, and that is what I help people with. But these videos are just help. It's little glabs for you so you can see what I actually do to get the feel of me, get the energy. And if you like it, please contact me below in the email and we can schedule your first consultation. They can be really short, they can be a bit longer, and it is actually all tailored for you. I do also specific trainings for women and men. I train them how to be more masculine for men, and I train females to be more feminine. And femininity is one of my biggest calling of life, so that is the biggest passion I have. I think the biggest pleasure for me is seeing women to blossom in their femininity and actually getting from life more than when they were trying to be more masculine. Because let's face it, if we would be supposed to be men, we would just be born men. So if you are in a woman's body, maybe think about being more feminine, because then your joy will be way greater. Now, this video is about very traditional type of women who actually want to be more feminine. There is nothing wrong, and there is such a big diversity in the world. So if you see that something is bothering you, if that is exactly what you would like, if you are searching for more ladylike behavior videos, if you're looking to how to be more womanly, then you have found the right channel. And just to let you know, in my channel there are a lot of videos about self-love or self-development, and this is actually the type of trainings that I do when we have one-to-one sessions. And of course, you're welcome to also reserve my book. For now it is exclusive, so just contact me in the email below, like you would contact book the consultation, and I will get your name in the list. And of course, if you enjoy and you would like to contribute to my work, you're always welcome to donate in the links below. It's very easy, and I usually receive in the same day. So thank you so much for your contributions. And let's start. Today we're going to discuss 5 different aspects how to be a little more ladylike. Doesn't matter if you're working or you're not working, or you're a housewife, or you're building your career. It doesn't really matter, because you're still a woman, so you're still a person. And these 5 steps are also helping you to how to be less intimidating for men, because I receive a lot of comments from the clients that are taking my courses that, oh, I never noticed I've been so intimidating to men, and now when I'm doing your courses, I'm doing the consultations with you, I feel that I'm less argumentative, I'm less competitive, I'm less intimidating. What other things can I do? And I will tell you, the best, of course, ways to see the results is to try on yourself. So try these 5 different steps in different environments with different people and see if it works for you or not. The feedback for now is very positive. That's why I've actually put them in the video. And don't forget to check other videos about related topics, because I talk about femininity and womanhood a lot. So if that's something you really like, something you would like to strive on, is the great place and the best channel for that. So let's start. Number one, what women usually do to lose their femininity and intimidate men when they're on a date or even in just a simple conversation is that they are bragging about their career. And you see, I'm not saying having a career, but I'm saying bragging about the career. You can be a young, beautiful businesswoman. You can own the world. You can have properties. You can be, elderly and have, be a CEO of the company. It doesn't matter as long as you do not brag about your career. And I will explain this in detail. A lot of women, when they achieve greatness, they want to share that with the world. But actually, world doesn't really appreciate that as much as if you are actually a little bit more humble, a little bit more feminine. You can say, yes, I have my business, but don't brag about it that, oh, you know who I am, how much I have, you know where I live, what I drive. That is not feminine because it is usually done by men. It's more a masculine energy and it's more competitive energy. So I would say if you feel that you're bragging about your career, then better stop it, because that is intimidating for men. Let's think about that. Through the generations, men were the ones who were creating their career, striving, working, being driven and motivated. So now imagine you go in the same picture with him and now you start bragging that you are doing the same, and he feels like you are competing with him, arguing, actually being better than him. So what do you think, if he's going to like to date you or be in a relationship or stay in a marriage with you? No, of course, because there is a competition in the room and he doesn't really want a competition from a woman. Let's think logically as well. If he goes to work every day, every day he has that competition out there. So do you think he wants that when he's on a date, that you're trying to brag and say you are better, you earn more? Never, ladies, talk about your salary with men. And I would say actually opposite. Put your career a little down. So actually put the volume of your salary down. Put the volume of your achievements with men on a date down. You can know what you have achieved. You know all your greatness. You know what is in your bank account. And that is the only person that is supposed to know those things. But try to not compete with men. Try to not brag about your career, because you lose your femininity. You lose that allure and you become more masculine, intimidating. And of course he will run away. I had a consultation with a lady lately, and she had 2-3 dates with a gentleman. They were both in their 40s. She was a little younger and she was very successful in her career. The first 2 dates she was just bragging about career, how beautiful is her office, what kind of car they have given to her, and everything like that. And after the second, third date, he stopped calling, he stopped texting, and she was just crying on the phone. I don't understand what happened. And I said, have you been talking about your career? I know that, lately you've been working with me, you have succeeded so much. And she said, yes, thank you, it has been amazing, because she really escalated. The last 1 year I worked with her, she has done dramatic career changes. Her salary is double, she moved to the better area, she drives better car. So of course she wants to share with that. And I said, did you share that with him? I think that could be that what puts him off. And she said, you know what, I think you're right, because all I was doing is bragging about my career. Of course, unfortunately, she can't restore that relationship, but I said, be wise. Next time, don't talk about your career. Ladies, stop talking about your career. Stop talking about your businesses and your achievements with men. It intimidates them. I know it's not fair, but that is how it is. So what is better, to know the truth and be better, do better with men, or keep going on saying about your career and actually losing the opportunity? I would say a real feminine woman actually is not really discussing her career or a little belittling it, is saying, oh no, it's just that, that's my passion, I really like doing that. It doesn't really give much, but I really enjoy doing that, and I don't really strive for career because I'm, more traditional woman. And here you go, you cut all things. He's not intimidating. He knows that if he's with you, he will need to pay for everything and take care of you. And in the same time, you are not competing. And then dress up, put your clothes, do your nails, do your hair, and go do your career. Go do you. But don't tell that to men, okay? It just intimidates them. You need to understand that. That's simple as that. Second one, oh, this is very big, is ladies, please stop approaching men. Stop believing in this equality because we are not equal and we're not supposed to be equal. Of course, by human rights, we're equal. We're equal to vote, we're equal to have the same paycheck, we're equal to have the education. That is, of course, we are equal. But there is no equality between men and women because we are completely different creatures, okay? Zebra is not trying to have equality with tiger. Yes, they have spots, but they are completely different creatures, completely different animals. They operate differently, the speed is different, the food is different, everything about them is different. Only thing is that is common that they're both animals. That is all. So the same is with you and a man. Yes, you are human beings, but you are not equal. So stop competing and stop thinking that you are a man. A biggest problem nowadays why people are actually single and there are less and less marriages with every year and less children, healthy children are born in the wedding lock is because women have just, I don't know why, uh, I don't understand this, but I don't know why you women want to be like men. Why you want to approach men? A man's psychology doesn't work like women's psychology. A man will be flattered if you are approaching him, but he might be married, he might be completely not interested in you, but he might have in his thought that, oh, I would like to use her physically, so I will allow her to do this. And he will feed you with a good energy, give you flowers, take you out, making you believe that there is something because you approached him, because he's actually chasing that physical connection with you. I'm sure you know what I mean, but he actually has no interest in you. And therefore, majority of times, 9 of 10 women that approach women, that ends in nowhere and leads nowhere and gives you nothing. Because the simple strategy is very, very easy. Women and men are not supposed to be the same. So please stop approaching men. You go against their instincts, against your own instincts, and against the nature. And of course, we will hear, oh, this woman approached the man, now they're married. But you know what? I start really looking in these statistics and reading these stories and going into these consultations with these people, going to different university researches, and actually shows that only 3%, can you imagine how low that is, of marriages where women somehow initiated the marriage last? 3%. Which if we go to opposite side, if we look, relationship that men approach women, relationship that men proposed women, relationship that men were initiated of women, 87% of those relationship last. Can you understand that big difference? 3% or 87%? Isn't that ringing any bell for you that there must be something in a nature that created men to approach us, to chase us, to go after us? A bee is chasing the flower, going to the flower, connecting, the nectar. I have never seen a rose coming out of the ground and saying, oh, bee, here I am. I have never seen that. So please stop doing that. It is unnatural. It is against the natural instincts of women or men, and therefore it doesn't work. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. Third is very connected with this approaching men. As equal as you shouldn't approach a man, same way, likewise, you shouldn't chase a man. Of course, if a man is grabbing your purse, you need to chase to grab your purse back. But that's a robbery. Still, I would not chase on my high heels. I would call the police or ask some men around me, can you please chase? If my bag is there. Or, the second scenario that you would chase a man is if it's your, FedEx delivery and you just didn't manage to open the door on time and he's leaving and you just chase the man, give me my deliveries, my beauty supply. And, even then I would not chase. I would just text, I'm here, I'm home, can you come back? So there is really no need for women to chase men. Again, we're going back to the organic side of the human being. It is against our nature. It is against our very deep rooted unconscious instincts. They're unconscious. We don't even realize we have them. And therefore, if a woman is not chasing, she's like a flower, she's just sitting there, or she's out with friends or alone, or she's doing her thing, and a man approaches her, there is more likely that will lead somewhere. Of course, very often men approach you and they're still looking just for fun, and that will not lead anywhere. But at least when they approach you and they're not looking for fun, it can have a potential to lead somewhere. Very simple. When women call me for consultation and they told me all these different stories about them and their men, and they said, what shall I do, and this and that, and shall I call him, he's not calling, he's not texting. I say, no, you should do nothing. You put your makeup, put your nice dress, you go out, you take yourself out, you go with your friends, you call your mom, you do something nice for yourself, you take a bubble bath, but you do not chase the man ever in your life. If you are one of these modern women, nobody's judging you, nobody's saying anything. If that makes you happy, if that is giving you the goal, I'm sure it's not really. That's why you're looking for these kind of videos. But if it is your choice. Nobody will pressure you. But do not forget that there are stereotypes, that there are always these unconditional mental thinking patterns and soulful decisions that are universal. Universal. Traditional relationships are less and less vulnerable because it is made on the right terms. Of course, I don't say, don't do anything. If a man is talking to you, I'm not going to talk. No, of course, you can smile, you can slightly nod, you can, blink, you can say hi, you can be doing a little steps as a woman, but you do not chase a man. You don't go after men. You don't propose men. You don't run after men. You don't call men. You don't ask them. You don't control. You don't do any of that, because that is not a ladylike behavior. If you want to be less intimidating and more feminine, stop chasing men. Completely make a decision today. I decide. If a man is not calling me, that is it. If a man is not talking to me for 1 week, I'm not asking him, are you alive? Is everything is okay? Or you forgot my number? This is not what I'm doing, because a man that is truly interested in you, do you think he will forget you for 1 week? No, they're very competitive between each other. They know, oh, this is a beautiful woman. If I don't talk, somebody else will take her. So let me just make my moves. Let me just get her. Let me just write her every time good morning and good night. Have you ever thought why they're doing that? This is the way how they're marking their territory. They don't really care actually how is our morning. Like, of course, I'm being a little, straightforward, but that's how they mark their territory. So we think about them. So we reserve place in our minds to think about them more and more. And women fell in love when they think about the men. So actually be opposite. Let him chase you. That's the natural way. You will never lose if that is the right way. Number four, why women are less feminine nowadays and why they become so intimidating to men is because they are too smart and they show that smartness off. I would say if you look very carefully to all the actresses, to all very big women in the history or scientists, they're all really smart. The most beautiful women actually in the world that actually changed something, they are very smart. But they have very, very nice way how to hide it with their femininity. They're never trying to show off their smartness. I will not go on a date with my man and try to prove all these points and say number one, number two, I will never do that, because that shows I'm smarter than you. And I can be smarter. I have few degrees. I'm fluent in many languages. I can beat any man if I want, but I'm just not going to do that, because then I will lose. I will use my intelligence, I will use my education, I will use my degrees, I will use my knowledge, I will use all my smartness to benefit me. Not to argue, not to compete, not to be opinionated. Women lose a lot of men because they argue with them. They constantly try to prove the point. Very often I get these calls to consult about the relationship, and women are saying that, when we're driving somewhere he doesn't know, I say, let him be lost. Let him get lost in that direction, break his phone, break the satellite. Next time he will know better. But don't say, oh, of course you did a mistake. You didn't know. Okay, I'll tell you. So you turn on the left, you turn on the right. Oh, actually, let me drive. I would say actually very feminine trait is when you are both in a car, even if it's your car, I would say you drive. Because men want to be in control. He has nothing to do there sitting as a passenger when you're driving and you're actually in stress. I better sit, just look at my nails, listen to the music, correct my hair. Let him drive. I'm never competing. Let him drive. So please stop showing off your smartness. If you're working, if you're running your business, or you're raising your children, you can be smart as you want. But in the moment when a man comes in a room, you put your opinions down, you put your opinionated attitude down. You can have your opinion. If you don't like steak, you say, I don't like steak, and you don't need to explain, I wish to have some salad. You can have your opinions, but don't try to push those opinions. Oh, you know what, steak has too many calories and this is not healthy, and actually no, put this down, this is too much. No, let him do whatever he's doing. Just do yourself. Do the things that make you happy. Stay feminine, stay talk womanly, be calm. Don't be opinionated, don't be argumentative, don't be arrogant, don't be compulsive, don't be competitive. All these words that I named, that is exactly what women are doing nowadays. And now let's jump to the last one. Is very important, is about certain topics. Number 5 is don't talk about certain topics. Women very often, when they get very close to men and they start liking them or loving them, they want to share everything, and you don't have to do that, because that's when you lose power. When you share everything, you are vulnerable because all information is out. I'm not saying keep the secret. If you have been together for 2 years and you're still hiding that you have a 5-year-old child, then that's something wrong. Don't hide. But if you have a specific strong opinion about religion and that person might not really resonate, then don't share that. That doesn't really change much, because he's not going to change and you are not going to change. I'll tell you 3 subjects, like it's 3 topics that are universal, that are never supposed to be argued upon or discussed. Doesn't matter if you're in a job interview or you're on a date or you're with the friends. First topic is, please stop talking and arguing about religion. It's such a private and intimate thing that you don't have to agree with that with everybody you meet. And also because it's so close to your heart, it's such a spiritual thing. You don't share that with everybody. It's when you're washing or brushing your teeth in the morning, or you're washing your face when you just woke up. It's a very private procedure. I would not do that with a stranger. So religion is way more private, and yet we are discussing that with complete strangers, or trying to convince the man that is dating us that this is how it's supposed to be. So please, no discussing religion on a date, or actually, or even at work. Second is politics. This is even worse, because people can argue with each other. They can even go mental on each other. It can be physical abuse because of that. You don't touch politics. First of all, if you're not, of course, the mayor of the country, and then you need to discuss that on the TV and you're actually getting paid for that, then of course you can discuss. But if you're a womanly woman sitting at your home looking beautiful, you really think that's what men is interested in, to discuss with you politics? I highly doubt, And I know a lot of men that come to my consultations, because I do one-to-one consultations with men and women, and they say, I just can't believe this is a beautiful, gorgeous girl. I'm totally interested in her, but she argues with me about religion and politics every date I take her. So I don't want to date her anymore. And I can't say anything to him, because he's right. It is too much. Dating, relationship, love life, romance is not supposed to be that suffocating. So leave that. And the last, I would say, if you're not a sport fan, if you don't know anything about sport, or you're not actually doing sport, leave the sport out as well. Don't judge what they're doing, how they're bodybuilding their bodies. Don't talk about their six packs. Don't talk about different teams. Don't shout. Don't argue if the team is not winning. Don't interrupt them when they're looking for some sport game on TV or on their laptop. Just leave the sport out. A lot of men love sport. It's their passion, it's their addiction. So leave that out of your conversation. Oh, honey, I'm going to watch the sport game. Great, enjoy. Time for me to take a bath, Like, I never compete, I just allow them to be and do whatever they want. So this is a big video. So let's summarize one more time. Number 1, don't brag about your career. Have a career on side, be very wealthy, do whatever you want, but don't brag about your career to men. That intimidates them. Number 2, don't approach men. It's a death and life situation. I will not approach men. Third is don't chase men. If they stop calling you, they're not pursuing you, leave it. Really leave it. It will be better for you. It will be beneficial for you to leave that, because that man is obviously not into you, and you don't need that kind of man. You deserve more. Number four is don't show off your smartness. Be educated, be intelligent, use that to benefit your life, to benefit yourself in every possible way, but do not show that off to men. It breaks that barrier of vulnerability. It breaks that barrier that they need, that you might need their help, you might need them, and that is not attractive for them. They don't like women who are too smart and show that off. They love when a woman is intelligent, when she can take a joke, when she can hold a conversation, but they don't like when you're smarter than them. And be smarter than them, I will tell you. Be, but never show you are. And lastly, is avoid topics. Avoid talking about religion, avoid talking about politics, and avoid all this sport argument, just leave that. And I'll tell you, if you do any of these steps, if you do all 5 steps this week, you will see your life will improve. If you do one step, you will still be one step ahead. Try to practice them and you will see that being feminine is so much nicer. I just wish you to experiment in your life, experiment with things, and whatever is intimidating men, maybe avoid that. Why would you go, in the fire if you know you're going to burn? Better just be in peace, and allow them to chase, allow them to approach, allow them to impress you, you know? Allow them to do these things, and you are the receiver by the nature, anatomically and physically and emotionally. I would say also a woman is a receiver. So stop impressing, stop giving, and stop tearing yourself in pieces, showing that you can. We know you can. You know you can. I know you can. But men do not need to know all that. So please, women, be more feminine today. And if you like these kind of videos, let me know what other topics you would like me to make the videos for. And also, of course, if you are interested in one-to-one consultation, slots are booking really quickly, so please just let me know so we can find some time for yourself as well. It is all about you in the end of the day, and I just wish you to enjoy today more, and don't forget to smile.